Hello, in this video, let's learn how to get started on the journal entry in the SAP system. After you log into your SAP account, if you haven't changed some of the default settings, let's do it. The first one, I want you to be able to see the command window, which we can put the transaction code. So we can go from the more, the GUI settings, and then double check the show OK code field. And also, I'd like a reminder before I close the SAP window. So double check those two options and save it. So now you'll be able to see the command window. We can put the T code for most of the transactions we do in the SAP. It saves lots of the time. And also, if you like, I want to be able to see the transaction code before each of the transactions. For doing that, I can do also under the more extras, then the setting. Oh, I already did this for my account. So display the technical names. If you haven't, so check the box before the technical names and click on save. This setup will help you be able to see if you click on each of the detailed transactions. So for example, I'm here trying to input the invoice. You will be able to see the transaction code. Later, we can put this transaction code in the command box. We can save lots of time by performing different functions. So that's the second default setting. Now for inputting journal entries, if you see the instructions on the handout, I will start from under the, so if you do the manual path, let me go back again. Under the SAP menu, so there are different menus on here. So maybe sometimes when you log in, you are under here. But for inputting transactions, operations, go to the SAP menu. And starting from accounting, financial accounting, and the controlling is most of our managerial accounting functions. General ledger, document entry, and FB50. So this is the transaction or the command we ask the SAP to trigger the function we can enter journal entries. Because I'll use it frequently for many of the transactions, I want to make it as a favorite. So once I see this transaction, I can right-click, add to favorite. If you click on that, you will see this favorite transaction under the favorite menu. So that's save time for me to look it again for the future. Also, when I highlight this transaction, I also can use the add to favorite to change this to a favorite menu. So now after I change to the favorite menu, I can go from here. That's one way to do it. Or the transaction code. So if I already memorized, I probably will print a list of my favorite transactions, their transaction code. So here I can use FB50 and enter and put my company code. For you, you need to change. Okay, my account number is US02 and you need to change to 03 or 11, okay, depending on the account I send to you. So click on that and confirm because the system will input the journal entry for different user account. So once I Getting here, this will be the main interface or the working place. We enter the different information in the journal entries. And first, I will put the document date, and you can use a menu. So it should be, for example, today is, I think 14, 2025, or I can use a calendar. Okay, if you click on this double squares, that will pop up the calendar for you to choose. So that's the other option. The currency is already configured, and the posting date will put today's date as well. And you can put some reference, like maybe this is the beginning balance, because I'm going to start on input all of the beginning balances for the transactions, and some additional memo if you need. And then I will scroll down. The bottom part is like the spreadsheet. We can put the account title, basically the account number. You choose the debit or credit and put the dollar values. And then if it is a expense account, we need to trigger input the cost center for responsibility accounting. So for the first journal entry, I will simulate the one for inputting the beginning balances. Be careful because this one we have multiple debits and multiple credits. Again, under, so you skip the first two. Okay, so put the account number onto the GL account, but not the names, not the title, is the account number. So the bank account, and if you pop up, okay, you can just click and put on debit. And later, once we simulate, the short text will show the account name. And the amount we put on the same column. So this will be, and again, be very careful, put the numbers, because if you couldn't put the debit and the credit, the total equal, when we do the simulation, it wouldn't pass and you couldn't post. Okay, you make sure we have debit account, credit account, and all of the debits equals to the credit. So first, and then the miscellaneous. Once with this one, okay, so once you input a few numbers, if you see the pop-up, you can choose the correct accounting number and the title. This is also debit, and then 08 420. The third one is the allowance for bad debt. That's a control asset. The account balance will be on the credit. For this one, be careful. It's a control asset. You don't need to put positive or negative. The numbers will be recognized by debit and credit in the SAP system. So this one is 2,500. Then we'll continue to put the inventory. Debit 750. The other inventory is raw materials. So we have different inventory account for the manufacturing industry. 32,000. The inventory finished good. $298. Because if I enter, okay, like, or I continue, I think sometimes when you click on the enter, the ticker and the short text will appear. don't continue. Okay, don't do anything yet. Don't post, don't simulate until we input all of the account. So continue. If you have a smaller screen from your laptop, once you reach to the bottom, like the rows and continue, they will pop up more rows for you to input the accounts. So I will continue on the inventory trading rules. And then prepaid expense, prepaid insurance, debit for 5,000. So finish all of the assets and then go to the liabilities and the common stock, the equities. So 21, then prepaid advertising. Another debit for 1,000. Then land, long-term capital assets, 220. So be careful also about the account number. Okay, double check, make sure you are getting to the right one. So this is land. Yeah. Debit. And then 425,000. Finally, the final assets, 2 to 10, 210. PPE, property, plant, and equipment, direct post, means this is not something we bought from the current. So we can directly add to journal entry. So debit 15,000. So I will stop here to prevent the video become too long. We'll continue on the next video from the credit.